things beforehand. But when I do, I just like you to hold on any of the rails around you. We're also going to stop a few times to let the dogs cool down mid-run. But when we stop, I would like you to remain inside the cart seated. I just don't want you to get out to take a photo and the dogs decide to take off and either leave you behind or worse, run you over with this giant cart. Hey! Get off!
You're getting
Boys will be boys. Teenagers, you know. It's always a contest of macho. Anyway,
oh, we just pissed on him.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, everybody's fine. Just making a lot of noise. But like I say, we're going to be stopping, so please stay on board. We'll get the team hooked up here. It's going to get very loud and crazy as they get really excited to run. If you don't believe me that they love this, just watch what they do when we get ready to go here. So give me just a moment, you'll see how excited they get, and we'll take off and
Guy's walking sideways here.
a little bit quieter, everybody's happy.
How did you signal to them to start?
I'm sorry?
You let the brakes
How
off.
did you signal to them to start?
When I want them to start running, I say the word all right. Less of a command, really more of just permission. But the two dogs in the very front of the team are the ones we call the leaders. That's Abigail on the right and her daughter Link on the left. And those are the ones that are in charge of listening to those verbal commands from me in order to go where I ask. I'll say G to turn to the right and paw to turn to the left. Go means stop, and when we want to go again, I say all right. Good job, puppies. Now we're all happy, huh?
Well, they really quieted down.
Yeah. The hard part of the job is not getting these dogs to run, it's getting them to stop. They would literally rather be running than doing anything else on the planet.
That's just the breeding, right?
Exactly. Gee! There you go. You know, this is a working breed who has been specifically bred for their ability and their desire to run and pull. I wish that I could claim credit for it through training, that I would be responsible to see that kind of enthusiasm. But it's an inherited working trait natural to this breed of dog. Just the same way your classic working golden retriever is going to play fetch with you until your arm falls off, or the border collie won't stop hurting the kids around the living room. crazy.
What is the breed?
It's called the Alaskan Husky. But Alaskan Huskies are a mixed breed. It's a hybrid husky, a performance husky, which is why they all look so different from one to the next. The goals of an Alaskan Husky is all about performance. It has nothing to do with looks. I could care less what the American Kennel Club says a husky should look like, because it's not that classic form that's going to get us 1,000 miles to Nome. It's their athleticism. Whoa! Of course, a little potty break here. So, the easiest way to figure out what type of dog we're working with here is to think of the Alaskan Husky like a designer mutt. They're a breed that has combined the cold weather performance of your classic northern breeds like Siberian Huskies and Malamutes and Newfoundlands, but it's also borrowed the best. Line out, please. I'll deal with that tangle in a second. Excuse me. Line out, guys.
Uh-oh, something good over there. We got a key on this side.
Whoops, he's doing a poop. Lauren would love this bag.
Oh, and I've got it on. Yeah, who's got the bag?
If anyone fancies themselves a good puzzler or problem solver, untangling dog teams would be a good hobby for you. They
I like to jump up in the
figure
air.
out some pretty elaborate knots at times. But it's like we were talking about with the breed. They've got that cold weather performance of your classic northern breeds, but it's combined with the speed and stamina of other types of dogs, like trainers and They're not very patient with me when it comes to these stops, though, so I better get them moving so they don't.
When they're running, what if a rabbit ran across the road? What would they do?
I'd be quick on the brake. We would probably dive into those bushes. Yeah.
So that would supersede, that instinct would supersede.
Oh yeah, they're pretty notorious chasers. The worst to see on the trail are moose. Those are the ones that chase back. Yeah, bear are smart enough to stay away from a dog team, but the moose are scary. Ready, pups? All right. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we're happy.
I don't even know how she can hear him.
Yeah,
Over all
Sneaker's
that.
the little black one in the front. It's a bit of a jumping bean. He's got maybe too much energy for real
Jumping
good.
bean.
He's not very good at pacing himself. Speaking of pacing though, I'm using the brake as we speak to slow these dogs down to the pace they're going.
That's amazing.
I want these guys to run about 10 miles an hour. I don't let them run as fast as they can for two reasons. One, it would make this a very scary cart ride, but also it wouldn't be a productive training run for us. We're long distance runners. The Iditerod's 1,000 miles. We're not sprinters. And so I hold these dogs back to about 10 because this is a speed that they can maintain for 1,000 miles. So I help them develop their natural rhythm and gait around this pace because they can run it for a very long time. Good job, puppies. Chief, there you go. All right, folks, hold on tight for me here. We've got a sharp turn ahead. Nice, guys. Huh. Good job, little turnarounders. There, my puppies. Much easier with a dog team than with a classroom of children to implement that. Could you imagine tying 12 8-year-olds together and trying to make that loop look as fluid? Good dogs, here we go. You'll notice our guy in the very back on the right, whoa, he runs very crooked. That's a style of gait. Line out, Abby. Thank you. Gotta keep him in a straight line here. That's a style of running we call crabbing. You think about the way a crab scuttles.
Yeah.
And it's caused because dogs, just like humans, are left and right-handed. And Tux is a very severe left-handed dog. You may notice the little black jumping one, Snickers. She's a righty. And so when some dogs run, they give so much favor to their dominant side that it tilts their back end in that direction. And this is a normal way that many dogs do run. It doesn't create injury or discomfort. Even pet dogs do it. Though we don't see it in our own pet dogs sometimes because it's not often you get this perspective on your own dog running like this. But the next time you see your dog pulling on a leash, see if they lean a shoulder in one way or the other, trying to get to that fire hydrant or something. And you may see that your own dog is left or right. Ready, pups? All right. There you go.
I like the jumpers.
But along with crabbing, we've got a number of different gaits on this team. If you look at the two next to each other, just in front of the back position, the little white dog Jackie and the giant Michael Phelps, those dogs are both trotting right now.
Yep.
That's where front left and back right and vice versa move in pairs. Compare that to the dog in the very back on the left. He's running in what we call a pace, where both left feet, both right feet move together. Rhino, the big spotty dog, third from the front, is swapping between a trot and a canter. That's where kind of like a gallop looking run. Now everybody's pretty much trotting or pacing. Yep, there you go. But however they run, each dog will have a unique gait, whatever they're comfortable doing. It's my job to memorize those gaits of each dog. They're all multi-gated too, but I know what's normal for those dogs. I see HD swap between a pace to a trot. That probably means we just crossed from 9 up to 10 miles per hour. Meanwhile, if Jackie breaks out of a trot into a canter, we probably going more like 12. Yeah, a little multitasking potty bathroom break there for Michael Phelps. Trail deposit. But I memorize all of their gaits, how they run, when, so that I can notice any discrepancies in that gait, any changes or subtle differences that might be indicative